Hello everyone, this is Professor Bottom, and in this video we will talk about two constructions of se in Spanish. Se used for unplanned events and se used for impersonal constructions. Let's start with se used for unplanned events. How do we use the se with unplanned events? It's a pretty simple formula. We use se plus indirect object pronoun plus verb plus subject. As a reminder, the indirect object pronouns are me, te, le, nos, os, les. And the verb, as you can see here in parentheses, will be either in the third person singular or third person plural, depending on the subject. And it will always be either third person singular or third person plural because of the subject. Here are some examples in different tenses. Se me olvidaron los libros en la clase. Se me olvidaban los libros en la clase. Cuando era niño o cuando era niña, you can say in the imperfect. Se me acaba la pila del teléfono, present simple. Se me está acabando la pila del teléfono, present progressive. Se me va a acabar la pila muy pronto, or la pila del teléfono muy pronto, which is the near future. Now, the verb forms, as you can see, can be in any of these tenses. However, the most common tense used for se with unplanned events is the preterite. You could hear it in the imperfect, and you could use it in the imperfect or any other of these tenses, but the most common one is the preterite. And as I said, the verb will always be in the third person singular or plural, whatever tense that might be, depending on the subject. And the subject will always be not the person, but whatever got forgotten, broken, lost, damaged, wrinkled, left behind, etc. Here are some verbs commonly used with se for unplanned events. Olvidar, to forget. Perder, to lose. Dañar, to damage. Romper, to break. Caer, to drop or to fall. Quedar, to be left behind. And then, as opposed to caer, I gave you the expression here, dejar caer, that is not used for unplanned events, but it's used for purposeful action, and it literally means to let fall. Like in the example, ella dejó caer el vaso, as in she dropped the glass on purpose. She let it fall, versus caer, where se le cayó el vaso, means the glass fell, it wasn't her fault, it was not on purpose, it just happened. And if you notice, I gave you here the examples, like in olvidar, se te olvidó, se te olvidaron, se me olvidaba, se me olvidaban, in the preterite and imperfect, in each verb. I gave you examples in third person singular and third person plural, preterite and imperfect, because these are the most common tenses used with se for unplanned events. Here are some examples with verbs commonly used with se for unplanned events. Se me olvidó el libro de español en la clase. I forgot the Spanish book in class by accident, or the Spanish book got forgotten. Se me olvidaron las llaves en el coche. I forgot the keys in the car, again by accident. Se te perdió tu libro de matemáticas. Your math book got lost on you. Se te perdieron tus aretes de oro. Your gold earrings got lost, again by accident. Se te dañó el coche. Your car got damaged by accident, not on purpose. Se te dañaron los lentes. Your glasses got damaged. It's like whenever you hear this, se te dañaron los lentes, It means it's not your fault. You didn't do anything. It just happened by accident. Se le rompió una taza, which means her cup got broken or his cup got broken by accident. Se le rompieron las tazas de café, or todas las tazas de café, and it would be all of her coffee cups or his coffee cups got broken. Again, not somebody's fault, not his fault or her fault. It just happened by accident. This is what this construction emphasizes accident or just something that was not planned. Se nos cayó el libro del escritorio. Our book fell from the desk. Se nos cayeron las llaves. Our keys fell, not on purpose. It's not like we threw them on the floor. They just fell. Se te quedó el teléfono en casa. You left your phone at home, as in your phone got left at home by accident. Se te quedaron los libros en la escuela. Your books got left at school, again by accident, or you left your books at school, but you didn't mean to. It was just something unplanned, an accident. Here are some facts about se used for unplanned events. In Spanish, this construction is used a lot more often than in English in everyday conversation. Also, this construction is used to express the fact that the action of the verb is an accident, a chance, or an unplanned event. The person is de-emphasized and is considered the victim of the accident or of the occurrence. Hence, the person is not the subject of the statement anymore, but the indirect object. And here is an example. Se me rompieron las tazas de café. The subject here is las tazas de café and not the person. It was not me. Notice that the verb is plural, rompieron, because the subject is the coffee cups, las tazas de café. This construction with se is the equivalent of the English sentence, the cups broke on me, instead of saying, I broke the cups, which kind of sounds on purpose, I broke the cups. It's more specific, as in, it wasn't my fault at all, the cups broke on me. Now let's talk about se used in impersonal constructions. The so-called impersonal se is used for actions with no specific subject. It is the equivalent of the passive voice in English, and its formula is pretty simple. Se plus verb in the third person singular or plural plus subject. Now here are some examples. Se prohíbe entrar or se prohíbe la entrada. The entrance is prohibited. Se prohíbe hablar. Do not talk or talking is prohibited. Se venden libros. Books are sold here. The here is implied. Se venden coches usados. Used cars are sold. Again, here is implied. Se necesitan profesores. Professors are needed. And I think the most known construction, at least in the United States, using the impersonal se, is se habla español. We speak Spanish, but actually the literal translation is Spanish is spoken here. When do we use the impersonal se in Spanish? We use it for signs, for advertisements, and for directions. Like, se venden libros usados. Used books are sold here. You could see the sign in a bookstore. Or, se buscan maestros de español. Spanish teachers are sought. You could see this sign in a school. Se prohíbe la entrada. Do not enter. You could see this sign on a private building. Also, we use it in impersonal expressions when there is not a defined subject. Like in the example, se puede nadar en esta piscina. One can swim in this pool. Swimming is allowed in this pool. Se habla inglés en Inglaterra. English is spoken in England. Se enseña español en esta universidad. Spanish is taught in this university. Or even in questions like, ¿cómo se dice eso en español? How does one say that in Spanish? ¿Cómo se prepara este platillo? How does one prepare this dish? Here is a short review. First, se for unplanned events. We use this formula, se plus indirect object pronoun plus verb in the third person singular or plural plus subject. In Spanish, this construction is used a lot more often than in English in everyday conversation. This construction also is used to express the fact that the action of the verb is an accident, a chance, or an unplanned event. Now, the impersonal se. For the impersonal se, we use the following formula. Se plus verb in the third person singular or plural, which is usually in the present tense, plus subject. We use it for signs, advertisements, and directions. We use it in impersonal expressions as well when there is no defined subject. Thank you for your attention. I hope this video will help you understand better these two constructions we say in Spanish. Hasta la próxima.